right, folks, thanks for tuning in. This is not our usual type of start here, but we have that very important announcement to make that we've been teasing for weeks now.
Yep.
And that's what Lex has to say about it.
Wait, we agree to this. I said I'd let you do the thing.
I know. I just thought maybe you were going to like riff a little bit and be like, oh yeah, you know, hurt the dirt.
Oh no. I'm letting the adult take over.
Oh shit. Okay, well we're both underqualified for that then. All right.
Yes,
well,
that's true.
Since I'm, you know, technically older, I guess I'll take the mantle of adult here. We, Lex and I, have been invited to be part of the Chicago Nerd Comedy Festival.
Yay!
Huzzah! So, just to give you guys an idea what the Chicago Nerd Comedy Festival is about, I'm not going to say that anymore because it's too long. Shy Nerd Fest. It is one of the coolest things to happen in Chicago. It's going to be from May 8th until 11th at Stage 773 on Belmont, which is a great theater. They do lots of good work there. It's got stuff like sketches, stand-ups, improv groups, and our bullshit, and much more.
All of my favorite things. I'm such a comedy nerd, guys. You don't know how excited I am for this.
It's going to be great. So full disclosure, I was a producer last year, and this year I'm part of the crew too. But they asked me to step up to the plate and be a performer this year too, which is kind of cool. I had so much fun at this thing last year, and it was great to see some of my favorite people from around Chicago, you know, take the stage and perform and everything. It's a lot of fun. We have, well, first of all, the theater has its own bar, which is kind of great. And,
and here's the thing too. I will be officially done with my semester at school. And I'll need a fucking drink.
And we're gonna make that happen, yeah. Because as a performer,
Moscow Mule, pronto.
It's happening. There's gonna be all kind of burlesque going on. There's gonna be like old time radio plays from our friends that Locked Into Vacancy. They're gonna be performing as well. Spoilers if they haven't checked their email yet to see their acceptance letter.
You know what? Yeah. 2019. Fuck them. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. Bringing it back. But since this is a special occasion, since this is the first, like, you know, podcast live thing we're doing,
it's our first live show.
It's our first live show. We're going to bring it together like Voltron, though. We're going to bring in Resnaculous. We're going to bring in some stuff from since last we spoke. We're going to bring in a little bit of digital dumpster diving. So we're going to have some special guests. It's going to be a lot of fun, y'all. Yeah,
I don't know if you guys are aware of this. Matt has too many podcasts. So it's going to be too many podcasts. It's going to be fun.
I considered naming my next podcast Too Many Podcasts, which is a podcast about having too many podcasts.
I think that at least this podcast will be too many podcasts. I will stop you from making another podcast. Unless, of course, it's our full-time job.
That's right.
And in that case, too many podcasts it is.
I'm still waiting on that call from Anna Faris, y'all. So spread the word.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what her Twitter handle is, but tweet at her kindly.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's Anna Faris.
Probably. She's probably got the little blue check mark too and everything because she's so dope. So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So let's get down to our regular business now. So shortly before we started tonight, we tweeted out, we opened up the helpline, and we said, hey, folks, if you want any advice, if you need somebody to talk to, or even if you just want to say hello, you can tweet us at Lex and Matt on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a response.
They did.
They did.
Okay, so Katie
Schenkel.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Katie Schenkel.
Okay, I want to make sure it's pronounced right.
Yes.
You're at C2E2, Katie. Okay, C2E2R-12. That's where you can find Katie.
That's right.
She's an artist, correct, Matt? Writer?
She is one of the creators of a book called Cardboard Kingdom. It's an all-ages title. It's a very fun read. I've checked it out. We actually just gave a copy of it away as a prize at Chicago Nerd Social Club's Pi Day that we just had a couple of weeks ago. It was a lot of fun, and Katie's a great person, and she's, you know, an awesome creator, so give her some love.
Okay, so go see Katie R-12 C2E2. She asked us, what are you most excited for at C2E2?
Well, besides Katie.
That, Matt.
Okay. Well, besides Katie, of course.
Besides buying all of Katie's work There.
Besides that,
She didn't pay us for this, but she should have. No,
she should have.
Just kidding, Katie. Thank you for listening.
I'm totally psyched to meet Donald Faison in person. Live and in person, y'all. The entire cast.
It's Turk and Turk.
That's right. It's the entire cast of Clueless at C2E2. But, well, everybody except for Stacey Dash, because nobody cared about Stacey Dash. But Paul Rudd's going to be there. You know, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great time.
Hasn't aged a day.
That's right. But I tell you what's always a fun time at C2E2. They have this Twisted Tunes panel where a lot of voice actors from some of your favorite cartoons all get together and they read a movie script. So last year they did, I believe, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And we had voices like David Hayter, who portrays Solid Snake. A lot of people who are escaping me right now because I'm put on the spot. But it's always a good time. Some of the voices from the Animaniacs are going to be there.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you want me to join in and name people who do animated voices, you're shit out of luck, buddy.
That's okay. That's okay. But they will be there at C2E2. And it's always a lot of fun. Because you know what? Like, those guys are some of the best improvisers that you'll ever meet. Because they just got to, like, do things on the fly. And so they make these scripts their own. Oh my goodness. Don't let me sleep on this. Phil Lamar was there one year too. And he's just a professional. He's a great dude. So.
I'm sorry. What has he done? I don't know. I'm not, okay. This is just throwing this out there. This is not like me being a jerk about animation. Pretty much the only animated show I watch is Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
And Big Mouth. So like, that's it. End of list.
And that's it. That's all you got. So he's done some other stuff that you have watched. I'm sure he did.
Oh, I'm sure.
He's done voices for King of the Hill. He's done voices.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
He was Hermes on Futurama, as well as other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was Axel Foley on Clerks the Animated Series. My favorite role was, of course, Jon Stewart, Green Lantern on Justice League.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fancy.
And most people know him as Samurai Jack.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But oftentimes he's like the black character on cartoons. So, you know.
I feel bad asking, but is he black?
He is black, yes.
Okay. Well, hey man, it's animation. You never know.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, a guy plays Tina on Bob's Burgers. Yeah. I made a reference, guys. Uh-huh. I know animation.
Those voice actors on Bob's Burgers, they all have like several roles on there, and it's just kind of weird. Like,
yeah,
both Jimmy Jr. and Bob have the same voice. We're not supposed to really realize that.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I never recognized that.
Yeah, H. John Benjamin does both of their voices. And that's pretty cool that he fooled you because he's basically got the same voice for every character he does.
Right. No, he fooled me because I did not know that. And I always am like, it's weird because it trips me out that he does the exact same voice for Archer and Bob.
Right.
But it's somehow different enough that like it just switched, like it just switches in my head. And they're separate to me. It's strange.
That stuffy nose lisp that Jimmy Jr. has. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. But Bob and Archer.
Oh, Bob and Archer.
Like, yeah. Despite being the exact same voice for the two of them, I switch it.
He also does a voice on Family Guy, and they did a talent show at the school or whatever.
I remember that.
Yeah. So for those who didn't see it, it's kind of a funny moment where he's doing impressions, and he's basically just doing the same voice, of course.
Yep.
And he's like, "Hi, I'm Bob from Bob's Burgers. Hi, I'm Archer from Archer." We'll have to post that in the socials.
He's just selling Arby's now too. So I love him, but I'm not buying Arby's. Nothing can make me buy Arby's.
I mean, I'm glad he's working, but I feel like he's kind of pushing out Ving Rhames a little bit, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh my God, dude. They make so much money off commercials, though. Never feel bad. Listen, never feel bad for an actor that has a big commercial that runs all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I was listening to You Made It Weird, and they had Beck Bennett, who's on SNL. He did a couple years ago. He did a commercial for something, and it ran all the time. And Pete was trying to get an idea of how much money he made off of it, and Beck wouldn't say.
Okay.
But he did like laugh and acknowledge that it was over $1 million. Like
Bennett.
he cleaned up. So he said that the checks.
He's also the voice of Launchpad McQuack on the new DuckTales.
Oh yeah, no, he said the checks were coming in so fast for those commercials that he couldn't cash them quick enough.
That's pretty great. I mean, that's a great problem to have.
Oh, it's absolute. Like I remember I looked up. Oh, you know the lady, I can't remember the actress who plays Flo.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Progressive, because she's been doing that. Because I was like, how long has she been doing this? And it's like a decade.
Yeah.
Like she's been doing that for over 10 years. And I want to double check it to make sure, but I think she's worth like $10 million.
That's pretty great. And I got to tell you, those commercials are just so crushingly schlocky. They got to be getting paid good money.
$6 million.
I hope the Dunkin' Donuts guy racked up the dough. No pun intended.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, are you kidding me? Definitely pun intended. I don't know if it's like, it probably wasn't the case years ago. But the nice part about Hollywood, like, actors and everything like that, they, voice actors, all of that, they have unions.
Yeah.
And those unions are very powerful. So they're good at negotiating stuff. And then I know in the case of Beck Bennett, he was saying that they had to keep going back and negotiating because they were idiots. Whoever was producing those commercials were idiots because they didn't sign them for multiple commercials. They just kept making new ones. So they had to go back to the table and negotiate every single time.
Wow.
It's crazy.
I mean, credit to him for knowing his worth, though. So, good for him.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I'm losing my mind.
Yep, same.
Yeah.
So
I'm currently recording this in a closet, everyone, because my room is a mess, which is why we couldn't record last week. It's still a mess because we have water damage in the house. It's complicated, whatever. So we're waiting for insurance to come through.
Yeah.
So until then, I'm on the floor in the closet, and my cat is climbing over me.
Lex Luke's back in the closet.
Oh, God.
I know.
Yeah. It's really bad in here. Okay, Sammy, stop. My cat loses his mind. Dude.
Oh, man. Let me tell you, though, some of my best recording has been done in closets in people's homes. Like,
it sounds great.
Yeah, you sound like real, just like smooth. Like,
yeah. It's the full NPR experience.
Mm-hmm. Like we were joking about the whole ASMR thing. This is your ASMR moment right here.
Yeah, it is. So that's why we didn't get an episode out last week. Sorry, babies.
Yeah.
Sorry. But now I've got this set up, so I'll be able to record even though this is a little bit of a hot mess.
That would have been a bonus episode anyway. We love you guys so much. We try to put out many episodes between the full ones to entertain ourselves and you along the way, hopefully. But
yeah, I mean, ideally we put out an episode every week, but things happen.
Yeah.
So we can't always do that. And that's why we kind of try to set up let's do 1 week of a heavy, long episode, 1 week of a mini. And so we're trying to get it out every week, but, it's just, it's difficult.
It's life.
Yeah. Anyway, it was supposed to be the perfect week for that. Like, it was my spring break.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, it was read these papers, write a play, and then last minute decision, go to a wedding up north and message Matt and be like, hey, I'm going to be in Indiana. And then have you look up how long it takes to get there and go, nah, son.
I was going to try to give you a high five or something, but yeah, you were
I know.
You were in like southern Indiana. I was like,
basically Kentucky.
Yeah. You're down in twang country down there, bro.
That's where my dad is from. Like it's like goodness. Evansville area for anyone that for some reason knows the map of Indiana. It's way, 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 way south.
All I know is there's more than corn in Indiana. That's the extent of my Indiana knowledge.
That's true. my dad's hometown, home of the Watermelon Festival. I don't really know what all's involved with that, but
you said enough right there. That's got my money. I'm in. The Watermelon Festival. Yes.
Yeah, you can go. It's not going to be a whole lot of diversity there.
No.
But,
surprisingly, given the stereotype, you would think there would be a little more.
Yeah, you would. It's still not going to happen. Yeah, you can make that joke. I cannot make that joke, sir.
No. So this is why we're a comedic duo here, because you set up the spike and I spike it in to the net.
Yeah. Oh, I did make the inappropriate joke when you were like, "Oh, I'll come down and meet you," like jokingly, and I'm like, "Yeah, we'll greet you with burning crosses." Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, not so much. See, Red Dead Redemption has been so much, we talked about this several episodes ago.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Go.
There's a lot to do. I talked to a lot of people because after you said that, I asked my gamer friends now, do you actually finish games? And a lot of them just say no, they don't. They don't have time to.
I don't either.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not good at it.
The downside of having such high quality games on the market and being an adult is that you just don't have time. And then if you can afford the games, you can't play the games. Yeah, and those darn kids are wasting all their time playing Fortnite. They could be playing Portal 2 and Red Dead Redemption and stuff.
I've never played Fortnite, so I can't say anything about it, but they steal dance moves from black people, so fuck them.
You know what? I suck at it. Like, I tried it, and I'm bad at first-person shooters as it is. I'm even worse at Battle Royale games. Like Fortnite, Overwatch, I tried Apex when it first came out. See, my thing is about those type of games, I have to get in there in the first week or so when people don't really know what they're doing. Because if I get in any later than that, everybody already knows where all the shortcuts are. They know where the caches of loot are. They know, how to do all the secret dance moves that will get you up to the higher platform for better sniping position. All that stuff. Now I made up one of those things, but I'm sure it could be true if I look it up on YouTube.
Okay. I was like, yeah. Like nodding along. Yeah, sure. Cool.
Hey, you gotta do the Running Man so you can go backwards and get off the map to this little hidden area.
Oh my gosh, yeah. When I saw all the story, I hadn't even really heard of it, but when I saw the stories coming out about how they stole dance moves and things just stealing things, and I don't know how you make that intellectual property where you can make money off of it, but it's not right.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's messed up.
I have mixed feelings about that because it's a dance move. Once you popularize a dance move, it becomes part of the zeitgeist, certain dance moves are definitely associated specifically with certain people though, like the Carlton. You can't look at that dance and not think of Carlton Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
Yeah. Or, just the different moves that recent hip hop artists have come up with. It's okay, I can see if it's the Running Man. That's been around forever,
Right.
The Cabbage Patch, stuff like that. The Tootsie Roll. That's all stuff that has been around. It's funny too because I was playing this game on Xbox. I think it was part of their free gold game of the month or whatever, Shantae, right. Half Genie Hero. So my friend Lashida actually recommended it to me years ago, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. And I'm like, oh, there's that game she was talking about, and it's so much fun. It's a platformer, and you're basically this half genie, half human. And, it's just a regular side scroller. You're going around hopping and bopping or whatever. And her special move is she whips the bad guys with her ponytail.
Ooh.
And they fly off the screen. And I love it. And she can
that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. And she transforms into different things by belly dancing and all kind of stuff. But it's just totally
girl power.
Yeah. It's all about girl power, but it's also very, fan servicey, I guess, in a way too. Which is kind of weird, but everybody seems to dig it, and it's totally innocent. So, yeah, it's a fun game. I highly recommend it. But anyway, back to Fortnite. Yeah, the dance thing, I'm just kind of on the fence about.
Yeah, I can see. I see where you're coming from. I also see the other side of it of hey, I made this thing. This thing was clearly mine.
Right.
particularly the two things, the Turk from Scrubs, Donald Faison's dance, and then the Carlton.
Well, see,
those two were the ones that bothered me.
You hit the nail on the head with the Donald Faison thing, because that seems like they should at least give him a cut for motion capture, because that wasn't even just like a dance. That was a straight up like shot for shot remake of his body language, you know? It's like his mannerisms.
And that's mostly what I'm referring to. Like, those two are the ones that I'm really referring to with it. Not so much the ones that you're talking about, like the Running Man and everything. Yeah, I understand. That's a part of our culture. And that's, like, it becomes that. That's fine. Like, more than likely, that's fine. Mm-hmm. But when it's specific, like you said, it's basically motion capture. It's basically using his image. Like, that's messed up.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm glad that it's not me at the moment. And that's really callous. But also, it means that I get to observe it peripherally and not have to actually suffer or benefit from stealing people's dance moves. I mean, if this was like an 80s film, if this was like, Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo, there'd be a big dance-off to determine who gets the rights to the dance moves or not. But unfortunately, Fortnite is not going to have a dance-off with Donald Faison or Carlton Banks anytime soon.
Damn. Yeah. That would be the perfect ending.
So my ideal solution to this would be that they hire Alfonso Ribeiro and Donald Faison to advertise the game with them.
So they can make money off of it.
So they can make money. I'm not saying give them royalties every time the dance is performed or anything like that. No, that's ridiculous, because I mean, then Donald Faison is just going to sit there and just spam his dance move while the game is on. He's going to hire somebody to just keep on performing the move like every single minute on the minute. But yeah, I mean, just, give him some cash.
I don't think that's what it would be, right? It would be like don't they buy the moves?
I guess. Oh, yeah. The kids
So
buy
it's
the
like
moves.
a one-time purchase.
I think
like
the
DLC.
Default, I think the Turk move is like the default dance move, though. So that's still free. So I don't know.
Jesus.
He'd probably get screwed with that. But I should also mention, this isn't the first time that this has been done before. Like, even the Carlton dance specifically. I was a big fan of Saints Row. Saints Row 3 and 4.
Never played them.
Yeah, you can, it's like kind of it started out as a ripoff of Grand Theft Auto, but then it just went batshit crazy in the third and fourth iteration, where your character becomes president, but you're still doing like gangbang type shit and stealing cars.
Honestly, believable nowadays. Continue.
Yeah, and the fourth one, the Earth is destroyed within the first hour of the game, and you have to team up with all your friends to fight the aliens in virtual reality.
Okay.
It's pretty weird. But what I'm getting at is the fact that you get to choose emotes for your characters, and one of which is the Carlton dance. So, yeah, video games have a long history of putting that dance in there, but yeah, they've never actually associated him with any of that. I think maybe World of Warcraft had an ad with him in there. I'm going to have to look into that. But
might have. But I think if anyone legally would have, any say, it would be Donald Faison. And I don't think it would be worth trying to go after him, because he's just going to get caught up in lawyers, caught up in nonsense. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't think anything would come from it.
Same. It'd just be a waste of time and money. It does.
But yeah, I don't know anything about Fortnite other than that.
Let's talk about something you do know about, and that's drinking. You mentioned that you went to Indiana for a wedding.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. This makes it seem like because I'm like requesting my drinks, and yeah. So I don't drink a lot.
Okay.
Let's just preface it with that.
Sure.
Let's just throw that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Shut up. Nah. No, I don't drink a lot. It's just not, like, I know there are people that like have a glass of wine every night, or even like, I don't even necessarily drink every week. Sometimes it's just like, once or twice a month for me. But I mean, spring break, I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. Fuck them. Like, I'm done. Yep. So this wedding that I went to was huge.
Oh, wow.
It was a giant which I've been to giant Catholic weddings before, but it filled up the entire church and the entire reception hall. They estimated around 500 people showed up.
Oh, wow.
They went through, so they're mostly German Catholics, which, my other side of the family, it's like Italian and Irish Catholic and all that. So, like, I've been to, like, Irish Catholic and Italian Catholic wedding. German Catholic is apparently quite different in that they went through 17 kegs of beer.
Wow, dude.
They had so many and like, it was like Busch Light and Michelob Ultra. So not my style, but whatever. So they had beer. They bought 14 kegs. They had to go out and buy 3 more kegs. Like, the people running the place had to buy 3 more kegs.
Oh, wow.
They also had, like, wine. Like, that's what I ended up drinking. Like, boxed wine, a red and a white. Generic, like, boxed wine. I don't know how many of those they had, but they also ran out of wine. They said that we were, like, 71 kids there. Like, little kids, just kids everywhere. I was like, these little shits better get away from me, especially as I started drinking more and more. I was like, these kids are getting on my nerves. I'm a pleasant person. Can you tell? So this wedding was crazy. Great band, great wedding, love my cousin, and her husband. Now he's my cousin too. So happy for them and everything like that. I wasn't necessarily going to go to the wedding. Last minute decision. I ended up going because I had the time off and I could. So this is where things get a little bit crazy. So I'm not going to use names because, like, first of all, they deserve their privacy. Second of all, not public knowledge.
Sure. I was going to ask, like, oh, who was it? But yeah, I see.
No.
Where you're coming from.
Like, I can tell you off, Mike, but it's just one of those things. Like, I have no problem talking about my stuff, but I'm not going to talk about someone else with, like, names.
Right.
Just for their privacy. Like, they didn't sign up for a podcast. I did. Welcome to all of my shit. Anyway, so my other cousin comes in. She's like a year or 2 years younger than me. She's been married for about 2 years now. Love her husband. So they come in the day of the wedding, which is a Saturday. And I find out because her mom blabs, that she's pregnant, that they're expecting their child.
Well,
but they don't want to say anything to my grandparents because it's the wedding, the other cousin's wedding. Like, you don't want to step on that. You just kind of want to deal with it the next day. They had a whole thing planned. Like, they had shirts and, like, cute little baby booty things that go on a Christmas tree, like a Christmas tree ornament type thing. They had a whole adorable thing planned. So basically what happens is at the wedding, my grandmother starts to guess that she's pregnant, just like an intuition type of thing or whatever. And she's like, oh, I was trying to look in your drink or whatever. And so my cousin goes to her mom. She goes, go get me alcohol immediately. We have to throw her off. Go get me alcohol. Okay. So she says, and then she goes to her husband. She says, she's on to us. She's on to us. We have to throw her off. Do it. Go. So it's like a flank. Like, her husband goes straight to my grandmother and starts talking about how he's not ready to be a father. Wow. He's enjoying his youth. He's enjoying not having the responsibility. Total bullshit. He's so excited to have a baby. He can't wait. But he's like, oh, I'm not ready to be a dad. She's like, yes, you are. Because she, of course, wants great grandbabies. Like, she's excited.
Okay.
So my aunt goes straight to the bar, fills up my cousin's cup with white wine. And so my cousin sits down next to me, which is where she's been sitting the whole time. And she's like kind of whispering to me. She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this alcohol because, like, I'm obviously I can't drink any of it, but, like, I have to get rid of it. She has to think that I'm drinking. And so I said, I got you. And so I said, grab your cup. We put it under the table. She's pouring all of her wine into my cup. And then we just like slowly bring it back up, and I'm just downing the wine. Like I'm like 4 in, and I walked up to my dad, like, because he was talking to my aunt. I said, and she also knew, like, you know, she knows about the rings. Pretty much everyone knew my grandparents. And I said, I'm drinking a lot, and things are starting to spin. I'm drinking for 2 tonight. She can't drink. Like, it was like that. I was like, things are about to get weird. She can't drink. I'm taking it on. And so I was like, I will do this for you, just for you, and for the safety of your child, this little baby. I will drink. So yeah, I didn't have any food in me, and I was 4 in, no food, 4 in, 4 like big things of wine or whatever, and the next day, I told this story to my grandmother, and she was like, oh, you. Like, it was the one time in my life she was not angry about alcohol, because she grew up with a Baptist father.
Yeah.
Well, he was a Baptist pastor, or is that what they're called? Pastor? Anyway.
Yeah.
So like, he was against alcohol. This tiny town that my dad is from, he was fighting. This is the best. He was fighting to keep a liquor store out of town because he didn't want a liquor store in town. It would degrade the morals of the town, right?
Yeah.
So the people, the family that did win and got the liquor store in town, years later, their son knocked up my aunt at like 19.
Oh, man.
Unwed,
wow.
Teenage, you know, they're still together, so it's a happy ending. Like that, and their child was the one who got married and everything. Like happy ending. But I just love that it was like, we have to keep this out of the town because it's going to degrade us morally. And like, well, he was kind of right. Like
you got to keep this baby out of your
so
lady.
She's like very anti-alcohol. And on the drive home, so like, she doesn't know that my cousin is going to be the designated driver because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
She thinks that they're all drinking and that they're going to drive home drunk. And she's like, I can't believe it. I just pray they're getting home safely. She's freaking out. My dad and I are like, I don't think she was drinking that much because she said something about work or what. Like, we were making up excuses, knowing that she was going to tell her the next morning. But it was just an elaborate, it was a sitcom. It was a weird, like, one of the only times in my life where I was like, well, this is like a movie. I'm living a scene in a movie or a scene in a sitcom or whatever.
I was going to say, you personified the bro code during this moment. Whoa. You were Bernie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 100%. Like, and then I was turning into Robin, and one of my favorite jokes on that, because I always make the Robin jokes for everything to my dad. I said, you got summer teeth. Some are over here, some are over there. Like just stupid drunk Robin jokes, but that were even funnier because I was actually pretty drunk. Yeah.
So for those wondering what names we're randomly dropping or may not be aware yet, we're talking about How I Met Your Mother. It's one of the best sitcoms ever made. It sneaks up on you. It's intricately done. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor, go back to the beginning and watch it from scratch. It's worth the ride.
It's on Hulu. What?
And Netflix. It's also on Netflix.
It's not on Netflix anymore, bish.
But it'll be back.
Nope.
You can.
Netflix is dropping shit left and right. Hulu rules. Mic drop.
Look, man. All I know is I was freaked out and horrified watching this Abducted in Plain Sight that everybody's been talking about for the past couple of weeks. I couldn't even finish it. It's that horrific. I mean, it's like just shocking. The stupidity and the depravity that is on screen in front of you during this. It's just wild.
I've heard this from my true crime, like, group friends, like, because I'm such a fucking nerd. I'm in true crime Facebook groups, that type of thing.
True crime Facebook groups that also knit.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So yes.
But what are they called? You gotta tell us the name.
Okay, wait. So there's Last Murderinos on the left, which is fans who are fans of My Favorite Murder, and Last Podcast on the left. Two amazing podcasts. That's one that I'm in.
As one does.
I'm in Knitterinos, which is the knitting murderino. I'm a Knitterino. If you guys know what that is, you're cool as shit.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at just how creative that name is.
Oh, they're so creative. There's other ones. I'm in My Burgerinos, which is Bob's Burgers. Bob's Burgers, My Favorite Murder fans.
I didn't know about that one. That's great.
Yeah, and then and I think I'm in. I don't think it has a clever name. Just MFM Book Club, just a book one. Yeah. But yeah, I love them. I no apologies. Knitterinos rule.
Knitterinos. And it's great because if you don't know anything about My Favorite Murder, it just seems like Ned Flanders has a Facebook group about knitting.
Knitterino, little. Yeah.
Hi-ho, Knitterinos.
Oh my gosh. I'm seeing a tweet on our Twitter because I'm checking it every once in a while.
Yes.
What is this wrestling nonsense? You answer this.
Obviously that's for you. I don't know why you would think that this is for me.
I will answer knitting questions only.
All right. So with your consent, can I tell you about one of my favorite storylines that's going on in wrestling right now?
Sure, I'll zone out, but fuck it, go for it.
Okay, cool. I'll make it quick. So
you won't, but go.
Kofi Kingston, who has been with the WWE for 11 years and is a huge nerd. He's like a Power Rangers nerd. He loves Dragon Ball. He's a comic fan. Throughout his career.
By the way,
yes.
Who sent us that, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is from Mr.
The tweet.
This is from at Mr. Martinez on Twitter. He says, at Lex and Matt, so do you think Kofi has an actual chance at winning at Mania? And of course he's referencing WrestleMania. So just to preface who Kofi is, Kofi Kingston's a cool dude. He collects action figures. He's been wrestling with the company for 11 years. They gave him an awful gimmick, an incredibly, you can call it racist. It was a racist gimmick back then because he's an African American man. He's Ghanese. By his family lineage.
Can I just pause real quick? Is it African American or black?
It's whatever I feel like saying that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, your prerogative. Guess what? White guilt. Set in. Good. Solid.
You could say either one as long as you don't make it sound like, you're about to throw up while you're saying it. I think that's the real metric.
If I say it with a southern accent, if I say, you African American.
Oh, that's instantly racist right there.
Yeah, it sounds racist as fuck.
Yeah.
Black man.
Now, I'm just a small town racist, but y'all.
I don't hate no one, but I don't want them marrying my daughter.
Also,
Why is that racist?
Putting the in front of it makes it instantly racist too.
Yeah,
the blacks.
They, them. I don't know why. They are racist too. Like.
Yeah.
I don't know why we always use that as the racist voice. Because but they do not. Racists come in all different voices.
Oh, definitely, but by volume, it's. Hey, shout out to our listeners in the South.
Shout
no
out to all the liberal redneck crew and well-read comedy. Those dudes are out there trying to change this thing. So yeah, don't judge them. Don't judge people by their accents. Obviously, you know that you're sweet. You're excellent to each other, but we are going to make fun of it every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
If you guys want, you can send in your making fun of my Baltimore accent. Making fun of my bullshit Baltimore accent.
That's right. Or you can make fun of how I go yes, no when I mean no, and I go no, yeah when I mean yeah.
Nah, no, yeah.
It's a Midwest thing. So, back to Kofi, ever so briefly. So,
see, I told you I'd get bored. Go.
This is, I know, this is my buddy Chris, actually, and I know exactly why he asked this, and that's because I'm a big fan of Kofi Kingston. He's part of this trio of black men with the WWE called the New Day. And even for non-wrestling fans, these guys are breaking barriers because, wrestling is all about stereotypes. It's all about just turning those stereotypes up to 11. I mean, just maybe a decade ago, we had a group of Mexicans Mexican wrestlers who were put together as a group called the Mexicools, and they came out riding Juan Deere lawnmowers. So we've come a long way.
Geez.
There's a lot wrong with the wrestling world, and I do not make any bones about that. We can talk about it all day, but the reason why New Day is special.
This is a racist voice too, brother.
Oh, yeah, it is. Big time. But they also said something about Hogan. But the reason why New Day is special to me is because it's 3 black guys, and they don't have, the thug gimmick. They don't have the, hood thing going on. They're just 3 black dudes having a good time, loving life. They have the unicorn horns. They come out in bright colors. They're always cracking jokes.
Is this why you wear a unicorn? Or you wore that in the past?
This is exactly why. They wanted to make their own cereal, so they made the cereal called Bootios, which prevents you from being booty.
Yeah, I remember those.
And I mean, it's just kind of great. You just see this enthusiastic, positive image on TV, and sometimes they're bad guys, sometimes they're good guys, but they're always themselves. So Kofi, he's the oldest of the crew. He's been around the longest. There's finally a chance that he may win the title at WrestleMania. He's never held the belt before because he's not a very aggressive guy backstage, and there's a lot of politics involved, behind the scenes. So now he's got his friends, his legit friends in his corner, Xavier Woods and Big E, the other 2 members of the New Day. And they've crafted this storyline around him, which just by happenstance has propelled him to the top of the food chain in WWE. So a lot of folks are really excited. I mean, what's cool about Kofi too, he really appreciates, the merchandise that they come up with. Like when they started coming out as a group, people were saying New Day sucks because they didn't like the positive gimmick. And so they pretended that they were hearing the crowd say New Day socks. And so they released their own socks on WWE.com. And so they were the first to kind of get that out there. They also take a lot of care with their outfits, so much so that Kofi and the New Day probably have more action figures than most wrestlers have their entire careers. So also a little known fact, well, not a little known fact, but something that goes unnoticed. Since WWE is licensed by Mattel, when Kofi comes to the ring wearing certain outfits now, like he comes out wearing He-Man, pants or whatever that look like Battle Cat, or pants that look like Skeletor or something like that, they can actually make toys that feature that. That's because cool. They have the He-Man license at Mattel. I mean, they made He-Man basically. So
yeah. I have a question, because I don't know anything about wrestling, and I don't care. But
okay.
Has an African American black person I'm just gonna use all the titles. Ever won WrestleMania?
Well, that's a matter of contention because The Rock is half Samoan and half black. So okay. A lot of people count him, a lot of people don't.
Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us your one drop theory? If you're for it, if you're against it, get into the. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you.
I know. But yeah, so yeah, and this is where it gets like into a deep dive, so I don't want to really get into all that. But
no, I don't expect you to.
You don't. Yeah, it'll get boring real fast. So The Rock basically is technically the only black performer that has ever won their main title.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I was curious about. Was it, were there any others? But yeah.
And I mean, of course, WCW, which was a big promotion back in the day, they had champions like Booker T, who's really cool. And they had, oh my goodness, I keep wanting to call him Farouk because that was his name in WWE. But, oh my God, Chris is going to kill me. Ron Simmons was their champion at one point as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it's kind of a big deal.
That is a big deal.
I think he does have a shot. I think he's going to win because they need that feel-good moment. This is the biggest storyline going into their Super Bowl, which is WrestleMania.
Look, yes, and look, let's be honest. Like, it's my cat's sneezing on me. Sorry. It's a thing right now. Like Black Panther being so successful. Like, why wouldn't you try to capitalize on that. Like,
exactly.
It's financially, critically, like everything. Like, why wouldn't you do that? That's just smart from a storyline business perspective.
It is.
Let alone that it means so much.
Yeah. I mean, I read a story online that EA did a survey recently just asking folks if they wanted to see more diversity in the games that they publish. And just, unanimously people said yes. Of course, you had some chuckleheads that said no, but, fuck them.
2019. Fuck them.
Fuck them. Yeah. So most people said, yeah, we love diversity. We want to see a wide variety of people on the screen as we game. So
yeah, absolutely.
They'd be crazy to miss that opportunity. I mean, it's right now, it's almost a layup when it comes to public relations to, spice things up a little bit.
Right, exactly. It just makes sense. I mean, and like I said, it's not as if they wouldn't do it at all, but when you give that, it takes a couple companies making risks.
Yeah.
So-called risks.
Right.
But, like Disney going, hey, let's make Black Panther into a feature film. Like, let's give it a lot of money. It takes that to get other things in the door. Like,
right.
That goes back to like, hey, representation matters on so many levels.
And I mean, they do have a positive example of that happened recently too, because again, almost a decade ago, the women were wrestling in bra and panty matches and wrestling in mud, and, being featured in Playboy and stuff like that. Now, this women's division there's a women's tag team title. And, it used to be the women couldn't get along. There would always be catfighting and there would always be hair pulling and shit like that. But now they're actually letting women come in from around the world who can actually, or who are allowed to put on an amazing match. There used to be this thing backstage too where they didn't let the women really turn it up to 11 because they didn't want them to overshadow the men. Like some women could go that hard, but they didn't want them to overshadow even the lower tier of guy wrestlers. They figured guys only tuned in because they wanted to see, TNA. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now they've learned their lesson. They gave the women some credence. Instead of calling it the Divas Championship, they call it the Women's Heavyweight Championship to give it that same level of respect as the men. The women aren't divas anymore. They're superstars. And that's important.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Ugh. All right. I'm done.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Okay.
That's
enough. You can listen again, guys. No more wrestling. No more.
We go to a wrestling podcast.
But thank you to Chris Martinez for tweeting us.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that. I'm fine, but at a certain point, I'm like, all right, this is turning into dolphin speak. It's always all right. Okay. So I'm going to give you a choice here of things to talk about. The possibly deceiving Avengers trailer, or we can get into our chip ranking argument.
Man, I almost feel like the chip ranking should be a mini episode because we're going to have some thoughts about that. But I tell you what, let's go ahead and get that knocked out right now.
I mean, let's do it.
So, okay. The origin of this.
Yes, it's from Twitter.
It's from Twitter. I'm sure everybody has seen this by now. At Kev on Stage made a video. Everybody's seen that multi-pack of chips from Lay's where it's got the multiple flavors of different chips, multiple varieties of brands in there. And
the thing you grew up, that went in your snack for lunch. That kind of thing. Like
exactly.
It's or they have them at school or whatever. I don't know.
Right. So people have been arguing online about what the proper order is to knock these chips out.
Yeah. Now I saw it because I basically decided Twitter, our page's Twitter is going to be my Twitter, and I'm just going to follow whoever the fuck I want to follow on Twitter.
I love it because I still chime in every now and then, and you like freak out like who hacked our account? Like, it was me. I did it.
I just ignore it. People easily get hacked if that's the case because I don't care. But I follow Chris Evans, one of the people that I follow. So he retweeted it.
Yeah.
So his ranking was somewhere along the lines of like Cool Ranch is number 1. Everything else is below that. So so it's Lay's Originals.
Yeah, just to give people an idea of what's in the box. So we got Lay's.
So these are all of them in the box, and then in the video, each guy in the video is ranking them in order of best to worst. What you eat first. When you open this box, what do you grab first? What do you grab after that? Second, third, yeah, okay. So it's plain Lay's, nacho cheese Doritos, plain Cheetos, like regular Cheetos, plain or original Fritos, regular barbecue Lay's, and then Cool Ranch Doritos.
Cool Ranch Doritos. So, now, like before we
so
even get into the order.
So I retweeted this saying Cap was right, which, by the way, this will segue into the Avengers discussion in a minute because you and I are already at odds with Cap and Iron Man in most things. I am a Team Cap person. You're a Team Iron Man person.
Yeah, no, this is a Team Iron Man household right here. I'm sorry, 100%. Even BMO, Team Iron Man.
Cool. I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. So I tweeted it saying Cap was right. You chimed in, and then I was like, stop. Show notes. We're talking about this on the show. Okay. So what would your ranking be then? So
what I tweeted out, almost jokingly, but almost completely 100% honest.
Okay, because I don't remember.
My order of these chips is number 1, everything except for Doritos, Cool Ranch, and Fritos.
Wait, so you're saying you'd go with Lay's or barbecue Lay's first?
Hell yeah.
Fuck you, man. Okay.
We got dissension. No.
Pick your one. You crack this box open. Yeah, you pick the one first.
Let me finish what my tweet was. So my tweet was this. Fine. It was everything except for Fritos and Cool Ranch. And then number 5, Cool Ranch. Number 6, throw the Fritos in the trash. Boom. That's it.
Okay, but you actually open the fucking box, go through the order. What's your 1, 2, 3, go.
All right. So, all right. See,
you're wrong, but go.
I want to delay the gratification of what I enjoy the most of the time, you know? So, number 1, I'll probably go with regular flavor Lay's, right? Okay. Number 2, I want something that I'm actually going to enjoy. I want something that I'm actually looking forward to. Cheetos is a classic. It's a crowd pleaser. You know, I prefer Flamin' Hot Cheetos, maybe some Flamin' Hot with lime, but I can't eat that.
I will say that my favorite Cheeto is jalapeno cheddar.
Okay, that's a good choice. That's a good choice.
I'm a fan because it's not too hot. Yeah. I'm white, so like, man, salt is spicy. Like, it's too much.
That's a different conversation altogether. All right, so okay, Cheetos, right? So then I need a palate cleanser.
So regular Lay's, Cheetos, 3.
Then I need a little palate cleanser. So again, I'm going with something that's not one of my favorites because, you know, I just want something salty. I want something a little savory. So then I turn to the Lay's barbecue because I know it's just okay. I know it's just all right. Then I go to my ace. I go to my number 1. I go to my favorite chip of all time. I go to the Nacho Dorito right there.
Wait. So you wouldn't crack open? That doesn't make sense, Matt.
Okay.
You wouldn't crack open Dorito 1 as your first one?
No. Because I told you it's that delayed gratification. Because I know, as the older brother in my family, that my chips will be waiting there for me. Now, little brother in the family,
you were the kid that at Christmas. Yep. You would slowly unwrap your presents like a shit to save the wrapping paper, wouldn't you?
Let me tell you.
You little weirdo.
That's why I'm married today. Moving on.
Wow, that felt personal. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna let the listeners figure that one out. We're gonna let the listeners figure that one out. But all I'm saying is,
not idiots, Matt. We figured it out.
Yeah. Anyway. Doritos is number 4. Regular nacho cheese Doritos. Let me tell you, the day that I found out that Taco Bell was creating the nacho cheese Dorito shell, it was a glorious occasion.
You know what? They're good too.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
Better than their regular freaking tacos.
That's true. That's true.
Way better.
But, yeah. So then after that, it's kind of, you kind of downside. It's like, all right, now I've waited long enough. I had to quench that thirst, which is a weird thing to say about chips. I had to satisfy that craving for the deliciousness of Doritos.
Okay.
Nacho cheese. So then I go to the unappreciated cousin, the Cool Ranch, or as it's known in other countries, the Cool American Doritos.
Okay.
Which, I mean, the fact that it's known as Cool American, how else could friggin' Chris pick anything else than that? He's the coolest American.
He's the cool American, man.
Yes. That's what he is. That's what he do. So of course, it's got the same consistency. It's got the same crunch, but the flavor is just not there for me. It's just okay. I grew out of ranch a long time ago. My flavor palette has evolved over time. But I tell you what thing.
Your flavor palette has evolved to bland ass Lay's potato chips.
It has transcended to the point that I can appreciate the proper order for enjoying potato chips. I tell you what I can appreciate though. Fucking feet tasting, nasty ass, scratch the roof of your mouth Fritos. What the fuck? Okay. Why do they still make these? It's disgusting. They're gross and they're nasty.
They're not gross, first of all. They're not my top pick though. Like I disagree with them being gross thing. I will say that when they made barbecue Fritos, those were better, and they don't make those anymore, and that bothers me.
I don't trust them with Fritos. I don't trust. My friend Bill Jones on Twitter, Bill Jones Inc., came over and said, "Hey man, what about chili cheese Fritos?" And I'm like, my chili is better than these Fritos. I don't want to touch my chili with nasty ass Fritos. You put crackers in chili, first of all. Secondly, if it's chili dust, that's not going to improve anything at all.
Why are you being so offensive to my sweet chili babies? What's wrong with you?
Your sweet chili babies are safe. It's these chili Fritos that are on watch.
Dusty sweet chili. God, so gross.
You know what? If the snapped Avengers had a flavor, it would be chili cheese Fritos. All right? Just sadness and despair. That's what they taste like.
Oh my God.
That is a struggle snack. You give that to your friend that comes over, that brings his friend that you don't even know. You give him the Fritos. That's who gets the Fritos.
Okay. I'm going to tell you the real ranking. All right? Here's the real ranking.
All right, I'm with you.
Number 1. Now, I don't play your game of like, let me have this garbage first so that I can enjoy the good thing.
Hey.
Nah, son.
All right.
Nah. I crack this shit open. First thing I'm grabbing is Cheetos.
First thing is Cheetos. Okay.
That's first thing I'm grabbing. That's the top dog right there.
Okay.
Next, I'm going to go for Cool Ranch. You know why I'm going for Cool Ranch?
Why?
Because it's a nice in-between to go to nacho cheese Doritos right after that.
Okay.
That's
all right.
right.
So you pulled the reverse. Doritos. You pulled the reverse me. I appreciate that. I see you. Okay.
Right.
Please continue.
Right.
All right.
Then I have Fritos. Fritos. Right. Then I have barbecue Lay's, and then at the fucking bottom, the stuff that I only eat weird. Oh, crap. Hold on. Sammy, damn it. Again with the cat.
Sammy even knows.
Kill you?
Sammy's like, hey.
All right, we can keep that in. Stop chewing shit. All right, I yelled at my cat. We can keep it. Keep it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
You know what? Right. Sammy's telling you to stop chewing shit and telling you to stop eating Fritos.
Oh, really? Okay, fuck you. Okay. You know what Lay's? Okay, plain Lay's potato chips.
All right.
You know when those are good?
When?
When you are eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What?
That's it. That's it. Because it's the salty, sweet combo. It's like you eat a PB&J, you have plain Lay's on the side, no other occasion, bitch. I guess if you're in the middle of a desert and you really need a chip, I guess plain Lay's will do.
Why would you need a chip in the middle of the desert? First of all,
I don't know.
The perfect thing to eat with a bag of plain Lay's is a ham and cheese sandwich with a little bit of mayo.
But that's not enough contrast.
That's classic school lunch right there.
No. First of all, no. Classic school lunch is PB&J.
All
PB and J.
PB and J is that school snack. Look. PB and J is your reward for finishing a long day at school. Okay, ham and cheese is what gets you through the day. That's like, you need meat, you need protein.
Peanut butter is
calcium.
Protein. What the fuck are you talking about? You're full of shit.
No. I'm full of ham and cheese and PB and J later on in the day.
No. First of all, we're not doing 2 sandwiches, brother. That's not happening. Unless you're doing PB and J for dinner. That's not a snack.
That's
a
after
meal.
School snack. No,
that's not a snack. That's a meal. You know what a snack is? Eating one of these bags of chips. And you know what you eat? You eat the fucking Cheetos or you eat the Doritos, and then everything after that is bleh.
You can't eat.
But
Cheetos
I would pick the barbecue. I would pick barbecue Lay's over. So in the scenario of the ham and cheese.
Okay.
Of these chips.
Okay.
I would pick either the nacho cheese Doritos or the Cheetos as the pairing with that particular sandwich.
I'm about to gross you out.
Oh no.
Because not only do I pick Lay's to go with that ham and cheese sandwich, I then put the Lay's on the sandwich and have a nice little crunch.
Gross. I don't think that's gross. I think that's a thing. That's so definitely a thing.
It's so good.
Now, when I say the PB and J, I'm not talking about putting them on the PB and J. Let's just be clear about that.
Some people do that savage. Though. Some people do that. It's weird.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to say weird, but it's not me. It's not what I do.
Well, some people also toast their PB and J.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? That's just more time. Like, I don't understand it.
And then your PB gets all melty. And who wants melty PB? I don't.
Okay, but I like melty PB with peanut butter and banana. Like, if you grill that like grilled cheese, that's good.
Okay.
That works. That works. But I don't see it. It's not the same with the jelly.
I have never had that combination. I know lots of people have. I know it was Elvis's favorite, but I never had peanut butter and banana.
Oh, it's good.
Never have.
It's a polarizing thing, though. I will say that. It's been 50-50 with what I've seen people reacting to it. It's like you love it or you hate it. Okay. It's either good to you or it's disgusting to you.
Okay. All right. Well, we got through that.
That is a combo where it's good to have like a more melty peanut butter. But I agree. Like, no to, yeah. I'm still like offended in my soul at the idea of you having plain Lay's first. It's just.
I'm leaving all that in too. I'm not even cutting any of that laughter out.
I mean, I didn't think you're clearly very full of yourself. So why would you cut it? Like
no, I'm full of delicious chips. Full of chips. All right, no, I'm cutting that.
You're full of plain salt. You're happy.
That's every day though.
Oh, that's true. That's true with me too. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. People, tell us your chip ranking with this.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear other people's chip
We'll plan on posting a photo of it, I think.
Yeah, we can do
that. So that people can remember. But yeah, tell us your chip, because this is important. We need to know.
Yeah, and when you do tell us your chip ranking, just don't even bother with them Sun Chips. No.
Plain Sun Chips. When they come in those packs, and they're just left all by their lonesome. When you're done, you go through the whole box, and then they just sit there for 2 more years until you throw them out.
We can all agree that lonely bag of Sun Chips is like, all right, I guess there's nothing else.
Do you remember the Sun Chip bags? When they switched?
I don't think so.
Oh my God. Oh God, that was so amazing. Okay, so Sun Chips decided to switch over to a new bag. This was several years back. And it was, I think it was like a more biodegradable bag. It was so loud. It was so crinkly and loud that you couldn't like touch it without it being like nails. People were freaking the fuck out over it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about because it had like kind of a matte feel to it.
Yes, it felt super weird, and it was just it was a good idea, Like, but the execution was just like, this is weird. Like, you need to go back to the drawing board a little bit on this one.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Well, let's go green, but, let's not get crazy.
Within reason, I mean.
Within reason.
We don't want to inconvenience ourselves with noise. God forbid. Yeah, I remember that being a thing and people freaking out about it. And I bought, like, I remember buying one of those. Not that. Like, not the plane. I would never stoop so low to see the plane. It was like garden salsa or something, so at least there's a little bit of spice to it.
Garden salsa? What the hell? Every salsa is garden salsa. Why do they call it that?
I don't know what you talk to the fucking Sunchip people.
You know what? I will call Mr. Sunchip. I need to know. I have questions.
Mr. Chip.
Mr.
I need
Chip.
to speak to Mr. Chip.
Let me tell you, though, when those snack packs started offering the white cheddar popcorn.
Ooh, it was on. Game on.
That was glorious.
Is that smart food? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
There is nothing smart about that food. That shit is
absolutely
bad.
not. They lied to us and we just ate it up, literally, because it was delicious.
Oh, all of those foods did that. They were all terrible for you. They were delicious, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still love that. So I haven't had it in a long time, but I'm still like, yeah, this is good. Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge popcorn person, but like occasionally there will be specific types of popcorn that I'm like, yes, and that was one of them.
Like Garrett's popcorn, made right here in Chicago, Illinois.
They're not a sponsor yet. Don't say that. Beat that out.
Not yet, but if they are listening, we do love us some Garrett's popcorn. Oh,
Garrett's
yes.
popcorn. Yeah.
So fresh, so caramely. Garrett's.
So fresh, so clean. All right.
Also that, yes.
Yeah. All right. So, speaking of chip fights, Avengers.
Yeah, so I'm not falling for it. Mm-mm.
They're liars. Don't trust them.
Never again. Ever since that first trailer, you guys remember when they showed us that big Wakanda moment with Hulk and everybody just running together.
I think Iron Man was also, I don't know.
Yeah, War Machine was there and Falcon was flying by and they fucking revived Quicksilver maybe, who knows. But it was just a bullshot. It was just bullshot, basically. They just gave us that moment that never occurred in the film, as you all know by now. And if you don't know, I mean, why are you listening to us? You watch the movie. It's pretty great. But yeah, they
pause this podcast to go watch Avengers.
Yeah, go watch that 2.5 hour movie just to get my
return
reference.
to the podcast. Are you back? Were you also disappointed that Hulk couldn't get his dick up throughout that whole thing?
It was pretty sad, but hopefully we get some type of explanation in the next one.
Didn't they just say he was scared?
Something like that. But you know what's
Hulk
weird?
Scared.
Like, we haven't really seen much of him in the trailers at all. And this
Hulk
movie,
expensive to make a trailer.
It's like it's gonna be just top heavy anyway because we got so many new heroes. Ant-Man's finally hooking up with him. And
I just know that that Cap is gonna die, and I'm not ready for it.
Yeah,
I'm not okay with it. I'm not ready for it. I don't need Cap movies. Mm-hmm. But I need to know Cap exists in the universe and can pop in. I need to know that Chris Evans can do a cameo. I need Cap to, because it's just, I don't like a world without Cap.
Right.
I just don't like it.
Because if he's there, they're going to want to put him in the next Avengers film. But I got to tell you, I mean, I understand that they still have so much more story to tell now that they finally introduced Captain Marvel. We still have Black Panther 2 happening.
I haven't seen
That's
it
already
yet,
been
but
announced.
I'm gonna see it soon.
Okay, so they have that. Doctor Strange 2 is happening.
Who gives a shit?
There's another. I believe they've already announced another Ant-Man movie.
I'm sorry. Did you like? Yeah, I'm sure they did. Did you like Doctor Strange? Just need to ask that.
No.
Okay.
I want to say yes. I like certain aspects about it, but honestly, it's a pretty forgettable
I liked
movie.
him in Infinity War, but I did not give a shit about his movie.
It wasn't, and I mean, just the discussion about, the casting aside, I think it was just okay. It was just kind of bland.
Yeah.
It was cool to see the special effects. I love the special effects, especially the way the buildings are moving. That was cool. The whole ending of it with Dormammu was pretty cool. But other than that, I could have just,
Yeah. When it was done, I was like, I didn't need to see that. I felt the same way about Thor. I don't think anyone agreed with that, but like, I actually liked the first Thor movie, and I guess that's not the popular opinion. Everyone loves, what is it, Ragnarok? Is that how you pronounce
Ragnarok's
it?
the hotness.
Yeah, everyone loves that, and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I liked it. That was my favorite Thor movie, and that was my favorite appearance of Doctor Strange when he was interacting with Thor.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
I'm just happy James Gunn is going to be doing, what's it called? Guardians 3.
He's doing
Guardians 3.
He's doing Guardians 3, and they're letting him stay on Suicide Squad 2, which has been revealed to be a reboot now.
Guess what? They screwed him over with his contract. They have no choice.
Pretty
he
much.
holds the cards now.
Pretty much.
So
yeah. So,
maybe you shouldn't have jumped the gun on that, Disney.
Hey-o.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Jump the gun. That's a good name. Sorry.
That is. I really don't think that we got the full story on what happened there. And I say that because
maybe it was planned.
Well, not even that. Just the fact that when they announced him coming back to the film, they said something along the lines of, "Yeah, he's actually been back for a few months now. We just didn't announce it yet." Like, why were they keeping that in their
weird.
pocket? I mean, if it's a PR move, just to say
without spoiling in any way, was there anything in Captain Marvel that they were sitting on it?
No, there was no reason.
Okay. I was just thinking maybe that.
I know that there was a lot of concern about him getting fired and then there being reshoots for Endgame. What was going to happen to the Guardians. And then, of course, Dave Bautista going nuts on Twitter talking about if he's gone, I'm gone and stuff like that.
Yeah, that cast stood by him, man.
They did.
They really did. Like, they came out and said that, look, we don't agree with those things, but, like, they did not turn their backs on him, which is what I'm sure all of their publicists and everyone wanted them to do, but they pretty much stood by him.
They did.
I was shocked when I saw that. Genuinely shocked.
Same. And, this is something, and I started to tell you about this earlier today. John Oliver actually had a pretty good segment on his show.
Did he?
Yeah, on Sunday. Just talking about, just how to properly be outraged on the internet,
Yeah.
He just basically just told, his idea was just be aware of what you're raging against, do a little research before just jumping into the fray, Right.
And because the rage is being weaponized right now. The anger is being weaponized and it's coming after everyone, it doesn't matter what you're affiliated with or whatever, I don't know. It makes it difficult to get angry about things that you should be angry about.
Right.
There are a lot of things that are happening right now that you should be raged about, that you should be focused on. We still have children in cages, we still have people living in poverty. We still have a prison system that's overrun over stupid shit like drug offenses. We have so many things that you should feel enraged about. And we get mad about things like tweets. And I'm not saying that like tweets can't hurt people or, but I'm kind of reaching, I get, sometimes I get to this point where, and it's not always the correct mentality, but like, this whole thing's about us sharing like our, experience and everything where I get to that point where I'm like, fuck your feelings. Like, and I don't ever want to feel that way. I don't like that I feel that way. Because I care, like I actually do care about people. I care about how they feel. I care about their walk of life, how they, I care about not hurting others. But if you keep doing this, in the Gunn situation, in the James Gunn situation, he apologized for that, like right when he got the first Guardians movie. So like 2011, I think was when he was cast in that 2010 or brought on direct. He apologized for it then. I think it resurfaced once after that. He apologized for it again. He apologized for it when it was starting up again this time.
Right.
And it kept being a thing to drag him And, you know, these politicians came on and were like, oh, the FBI should investigate him. Why? What are you talking about? Like, he made stupid jokes. I mean, guys, we were all really stupid. Like, and, you know, some of us will continue to be stupid. Some of us will, you know, mess up in some way. We have to have the capacity to forgive over things where it's like, okay, are you actually harming another person? Are you fanning the flames of white nationalism, racism? Like, what are you doing? Like, what is the harm? Like you were saying, know what you're enraged about. What is the origin of the thing that you're really upset about? You know, is this truly anti-Islamic, anti-Semitic, sexist, homophobic? You know, all of that stuff. And, or is it a joke that's just a crappy joke? You know, there is such thing as shitty jokes. And then you just don't laugh. You go, that's stupid. Or, you know, oh, that was a dumb thing to say. And then you move forward.
And like, John Oliver even called out culture a little bit. He put himself on blast too, because he's like, yeah, you know, we did this as a country, basically making fun of Monica Lewinsky, making her the butt of the joke all throughout that. And so he was like, I'm even guilty of it. He showed footage of him making jokes at her expense. And, you know, he apologized for it. And he was like, that was wrong of me. And he actually sat down and talked to Monica Lewinsky about how it affected her life, you know, moving on, and just how impossible it is to exist in a world that you're literally just the joke all the time, you know, just over and over again, because people have political standings and it has nothing to do with you. You got caught in a bad situation. Anyway, go watch that segment. I'd love to hear what people think about it.
Yeah, it's a conversation. Do you know if it's on YouTube?
It is. Yeah, he always puts them on YouTube.
Because I want to watch it.
Yeah, it's, you know, and my thing is it's a conversation. You know, people, their opinion will evolve when new information is provided. That's how
and we
these
have
things
to
work.
Allow them to do that. You know, like you're not just gonna, you know, you have to make it a space where people can come and alter their lives, because it's not easy. It's not easy to do that. It's not easy to turn your back on maybe some problematic ideologies or whatever, but you can. Like, if you're alive right now, you have the capacity to change. You have the capacity to grow. Like, it's never too late for you to alter your path in life. And we have to make people, like, we have to let people know that they can do that. I think that's incredibly important. And I think that a lot of people in this situation, like, they don't, the people who are like liberal tears, like, let's say that, that type of person online.
Sure.
I think that there are some of them who are just assholes that we can never do anything about. But I think there are also quite a few of them that probably, if you were to give them a path of like, hey, I'm going to give you some information and you can kind of choose to go where you want to go from here. And I'm going to allow you the space to grow as a human being.
Yeah.
I don't think we allow that right now. I think we kind of go like, you're this, you're that, done. Like, and it's just a problem. And it's easy a problem to fall across the board.
Yeah. And it's easy to fall into that trap. It's easy to fall into that easy form of thinking. Like, I have a friend now, who, years ago I was going through some hard times. He invited me over his home. They had a barbecue and everything, treated me like family. Has never given me any indication that he dislikes black people or he doesn't trust black people or anything like that.
I appreciate you changing this from she to he, because this was me.
Not this time. But basically what I'm getting at is the fact that, like, he is saying some things recently that are so completely out of character, where if I didn't know him, for all these years and everything, I would just write him off, just like, okay, I don't need to deal with you at all. But I'm like, man, dude, this is not like you. You're a loving person. Yeah. For you to come out of pocket and just criminalize, vilify basically all people of a specific political party just because they disagree with what you think is right. it's just so out of character.
Right. And we joked earlier about, the accents and stuff like that, but like, I genuinely don't assume that someone is, like, when I walk through life, like, I try not to make those assumptions about people. I'm going to be careful. Like, I'm going to proceed with caution. Like, if I think someone could be a problem, don't want to get hate crimed up in here. But,
no.
but like,
they used to have a literal green book that people would use
right.
to navigate certain parts of the country because they were concerned about their safety.
Right. And yeah, like it's not your job to put yourself necessarily in danger to try to make something like this happen. But, it's one of those things where we make these assumptions. And it's so, and once you get that label, it's so difficult to shake.
Yeah.
Even if you've screwed up, I know an example of, you talk about someone in the past doing something, like I used to openly defend Woody Allen.
Right.
Because I think I might have talked about this on the show, but I can't remember. Because I had read an article that was very biased, and it was basically saying like stuff along the lines of like Woody Allen couldn't have molested his daughter because he's scared of enclosed spaces. Like that, it was basically things like that. Like, huh? Like that's not what? Like that, that's, he has a phobia so that but like at the time I read that and I was like, this seems like an interesting counterpoint. And like, I didn't, I wasn't always on the side of victims. I wasn't always looking at it from that perspective. I wasn't like, I didn't have difficult conversations and open my mind and open my heart to this. Like, so, but it's one of the things, like, if I was that person now, let's say I didn't learn that lesson from that. If I was that person now, what room to grow would I have? Like, how would I be able to change? Because right now I'm like, oh, no. Advocate for victim, like, like you have to be there for victims. You have to believe victims. Like you have to, and I hate that I used to think that way based off of some personal bias. And then reading other bias and, creating that echo chamber, friends who were biased, who were feeding into the echo chamber. But at the same time, I have to acknowledge that was reality. And then I shifted based off of facts. I shifted my viewpoint. Like, why do we not allow for that? I guess is the way I should kind of say it.
You're totally right. Like I said, it's an ongoing conversation that I hope people are engaging in civilly and respectfully.
Not on Twitter. Twitter is a cesspool, guys. I mean, we get a lot of fun stuff on there. Look, we got Chip. Look at all the chips. Like, there's a lot of fun stuff on Twitter, but, like, you have to have a lot of conversations off the internet. Come on.
Yeah. That's true. So, I guess we should kind of talk about our graphic novel challenge this week.
Let's talk about I don't know why I'm doing a voice. Wait, I'm still drunk, guys. I don't know what's happening.
Man.
It's poison.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
So, what did you pick last week?
So, last week, I picked Space Battle Lunchtime.
Yeah, that name confused me. I was like, I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
Not like it's bad, just like I was like, oh, I've never heard of this.
It's this book about a chef that gets basically taken to an alien cooking show and has to win in order to save the Earth.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it was cute. Artwork was good. It was funny. It kind of reminded me of Adventure Time a little bit because even some of the character designs, they kind of look like Adventure Time characters. And it kind of scratched that itch because Adventure Time, unfortunately, has ended. But it was a good read. It was a fun read. And it reminded me a lot of one of my favorite games on the Switch, which is Battle Chef Brigade, which is a combination puzzle, adventure, cooking game. Yeah.
I haven't played that.
Yeah, it's a trip, man. It really is. Funny enough, it was published by Adult Swim, but it's really, it's a cool game. It's got a lot of heart. It's fun. yeah, I think, yeah, if you like any of those three things, you'll dig this game. But yeah, the book was good too. Don't let me lose that thread.
No. I'm sorry. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, we love tangents. In case you guys haven't noticed, we're a big fan of tangents here on the podcast. So last week I picked Secret Wars, like the Marvel Secret Wars.
Marvel Secret Wars.
Okay. I think I got it confused with something else because it was older than I thought it was.
Oh, maybe you were thinking of Infinity War.
No.
No?
Okay. Is there not another Secret or like in the 2000s?
Oh, maybe Secret Invasion with the Skrulls?
Yeah, that's what yeah.
Okay. That's what you wanted to read? Okay.
Yeah, so I was reading it and I was like, this is old shit. I don't want it. Like,
Fair enough.
Look, here's the thing, guys. I respect that you love it. I like modern books. I can't get into older books. I don't know why.
That's fair. I mean, some of that stuff ages so badly, and it's just super schlocky. Like, I remember when I was reading
Secret
comics.
Invasion. Okay, I'll look that up.
Yeah, but way back in the day, like all the comics, all the text ended with exclamation points sometimes,
yes.
And I'm like, Jesus, why are they screaming everything? What is happening right now?
And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of a lot of the color work. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yes, Secret Invasion, Bendis and you. That was the one that I want. All right, well, I'll try that in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, Scrolls. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
So that's not what I read. I read Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. And the cover deceived me because the cover was modern and dope. And don't hate it. Just not my brand.
Okay. Not your jam. I totally feel you. Okay.
No, yeah. I struggle with that. Like, I've been wanting to read, oh my gosh, Crisis on Infinite Earths, before the crossover.
Yeah.
Comes. And I struggle with these older books. Like, I don't know. I feel like that one's a little more modern. I'm trying to find out when Secret Wars came out originally. I can't find it. Who cares? Okay. I mean, go buy it. Cool. Yeah.
Marvel, support us, etc.
Third Coast. Yeah.
Third Coast, yes. With Third Coast Comics, you can buy graphic novels such as the highly recommended Marvel Secret Wars.
Oh my God.
For 10% off. In fact, any book that we mention on our graphic novel challenge, during our graphic novel challenge, you can get for 10% off at Third Coast Comics. Holy shit. At Third Coast Comics. I was about to say Brainstorm. Unfortunately, Brainstorm is no longer open. It was once my home comics shop. But, things change. People shut down. We move on.
Okay, so Secret Wars was 84 and 85.
Yep.
That's actually, I thought it was a little bit older than that, but whatever.
No, and you know what? The touchstone for that is the fact that that is the first appearance of Spider-Man's black costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
if you're curious about that.
And also I thought that was in the 90s. So, like, I was all over the place with this. I was like, I don't know. What's going on?
Right. So
yeah, so that I wasn't super into it because it was, like I said, a little dated for me, but whatever. And what did you pick for this week?
For this week, I'm going to be reading something a little different than what I normally read. I try to keep it indie. I try to keep it, low key, underground, all that stuff. This time around, I'm reading something mainstream, but it's also real low key.
Okay.
I'm going to be reading Grayson Volume 1 by Tim Seeley and Tom King.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so during the New 52, Dick Grayson, the Boy Wonder, Robin, Nightwing, whatever you want to call him, he's a grown man now. And basically, he's at a point in his life that he's presumed dead. So he hooks up with this secret society called Spiral. And they don't hardly do anything with Nightwing at all in this book. It's basically just him as a spy, him as a secret agent.
Okay.
Tom King is an amazing comic writer, as most people know at this point. He's responsible for some great moments in the Batman mythos now. And this was him kind of cutting his teeth a little bit and really just, honing his craft. So Grayson comes highly recommended from a lot of people that I respect. And
It's weird. I've never even heard of this book.
Yeah. I mean, New 52, a lot of folks just kind of tuned out after those first few issues that they came out with. Yeah, just because
I read some of the Nightwing stuff in New 52, but I just don't remember this. It's strange.
Yeah, with the red swoop on his chest.
Yeah, no, it's blue. Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's not, no. Yeah, no. I see what you did there. Anyway, so for me, it's going to be Grayson this week. What about you?
Yeah. So I'm giving Bendis's run a shot of Man of Steel.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, we'll see. I like Bendis. I'm a little bit worried just because I have liked the Superman books that were out before him when they did this relaunch.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, I'm a little bit worried. Like it's going to break the flow of something working.
I finally got to the point in the Superman run that I found out how they rectified the Superman of New 52 dying and basically being replaced without missing a step by the Superman of, the old universe, basically. Yes. I finally got that now. I finally understand what happened, so I'm glad of that. And it was satisfying. It wasn't too weird.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Yeah. I've enjoyed that. I haven't read all of it, but I've enjoyed what I've read of the Rebirth. That's it. Rebirth Superman books. So yeah, I'm reading Man of Steel Bendis Volume 1.
And I think you'll enjoy it. I read a couple issues of that run, and I'm really curious to hear what you think about it.
Yeah. Oh, I said Volume 1. I don't know if this is actually Volume 1. Or if it's like they're going to do something else. Oh, it is. He's on the Man of Steel book. Is that the only book he's writing for DC? Do you know?
No. He's actually writing a book that I'm enjoying as well, Young Justice.
Ooh.
Yeah, which has nothing to do with the show, but everything to do with the previous Young Justice book that was written by Peter David.
Interesting.
Yeah. Those were good times. Good times for teen heroes.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Check it out.
Oh wait, there's another. Now I'm confused because there's a secret war that's Bendis that's 2000s.
Secret War. What happened?
2004, 2005. I don't know, but this is why I'm confused, guys. Sweet chili babies, friends, lovers.
So Secret War was, I don't know. That was some weird book that Bendis did where basically Fury put together a team of covert heroes to do a secret mission. That was basically it.
Gotcha. Well, what I was thinking of was Secret Invasion, so that's the one that I'll explore at a later date. Yeah. But that's what I was confused about. So anyway, no big deal.
Not to be confused with Secret Wars by Jonathan Hickman, which is also a train wreck.
Wait. That's more than one Secret Wars then. Wait. What?
So there was the Secret War we were talking about by Bendis. Then there was Secret Wars, which was the culmination of Jonathan Hickman's run at Marvel, where he basically just was given the keys to the kingdom.
Comics are confusing, y'all.
Yeah.
Comics are confusing.
If anybody wants to write in and explain Jonathan Hickman's role at Marvel during that time period, please feel free to tweet us at Lex and Matt.
What if Jonathan Hickman tweets us and he's just like 2019, fuck him.
2019, fuck him. Read my books. Pay me.
Oh man.
Yeah, Jonathan Hickman, just to give you a taste of that, his run started in Fantastic Four around the time that they killed Johnny Storm.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, but then it kept going.
No. I'm thinking of Matt Fraction. I liked Matt Fraction's run.
Okay.
And when he did FF and Fantastic Four, he was doing each book back and forth. I liked that.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Hickman when he killed off Johnny Storm and
different. Yeah.
he just kept jumping from book to book, but it was still like leading up to his grand finale of Secret Wars, I believe. And yeah, it hurt my head.
Yeah. I remember that, but I also don't. Like, it was kind of those things where I'm like, yeah, block this out.
All right, folks. And of course, let us know what you think of anything we've mentioned.
Yeah. Let us know if you're reading along. I will, if you post your graphic novel challenges on our Twitter or Instagram, I'll retweet you or add you to our stories. We've done that a couple times now.
Yeah, you guys are pretty great at that. Yeah. So thanks to those that tweeted us. Thanks to those who listen. As always, thank you guys for sticking with us. And make sure to check out our live show. We'll keep on pushing it, reminding you guys as we get closer, of course.
And I don't think tickets are on sale yet for
Not
that
quite
show.
Yet.
So once they go on sale, we will let you know so that you can come see us.
And I'm bearing the lead super deep in this episode, but if you see me at C2E2, I'll tell you all about it. And I will be offering the official first ever limited edition, limited to 50 Lex and Matt Excellent Adventure stickers.
Limited to 48 because Lex is getting a couple.
Limited to 48. But
wait,
you could be the first ones
you have
on
to
the
keep
block.
one. Limited to 47.
I see me all the time. It's fine.
That's true. Yeah, no, we'll you'll be giving out stickers for the show.
You just had to get in one more. You just had to get one more in, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. I got you. I see you.
I don't even know what I did wrong right now.
You said, yeah, no. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
All right, folks. Thanks for listening.
It's just going to be a thing that I'm not even going to, I'm going to become a Chicago person and I'm not going to realize it. It's just going to become a part of because I'm one of those people that takes on the personalities of friends and stuff. I'm going to take it on. It's going to suck.
Yeah, no. Guys.
Okay. Thanks, guys. This was fun.
Yeah.
Be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other.
Bother your friends by repeating the things that they say.
Good night.
Night, everyone. Bye.